Now, Sudan has been torn apart by civil war for more than 2 years, leaving millions desperate for food and medical care. Well, Sky News has witnessed the dire humanitarian situation of those fleeing the fighting. But how did it reach this point? Well, war broke out in the capital Khartoum in April 2023 between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces, a powerful paramilitary group. It's estimated 150,000 people have died in the conflict so far, and nearly 12 million people have been displaced. Armed violence spread across the country while the RSF captured large swathes of Darfur and laid siege on the last standing capital in the region, Al-Fashir. Well, our Africa correspondent Yousra Elbagir has been to North Darfur and she sent us this special report.
It's a drive towards desolation. The despair and suffering that has pushed millions to leave everything behind. Their camps line the edges of North Darfur, in the war-torn region of Western Sudan. We've just crossed into North Darfur, a place that's been virtually impenetrable to journalists over the last 2 years of war in Sudan. It's been ravaged by famine, ruthless armed conflict, and has been largely neglected by the world. Makeshift displacement shelters are clustered across the state. Inside, thousands are waiting for news from Al-Fashir, the besieged regional capital they risked their lives to escape.
We gave them money, but the Rapid Support Forces took some women away who couldn't pay into a room. We don't know if they were beaten or raped. They threatened us and we got money out. We couldn't sleep from the sounds of the men being whipped and robbed nearby. All my brothers are trapped there. There is no one to take care of me.
Stories like Zahra's are everywhere in this camp, from the youngest to the eldest, all survivors of the Rapid Support Forces fighting to capture their hometown. These camps are full of horror stories that have been hidden from the world. Thousands of people who fled Al-Fashir and lost loved ones to brutal violence and famine. Some arrived days ago and some have been here for months. All of them have told us that they're hoping the siege will be lifted and that they can return home. Even if the RSF ends their siege on Al-Fashir, nothing can erase the damage. Nadifa was heavily pregnant when she escaped the city's violence, and her newborn baby was blinded by conditions on the road. Hawa says she watched her 2 daughters get raped by the RSF in front of her and hasn't seen them since they fled in shame. Story after story of absolute brutality. Weighing on the volunteers tasked with keeping faith alive.
I'm living in a state of emotional torture and have depression from the number of cases I have to deal with, to the point where I had a mental breakdown.
Do you feel neglect from the international community?
I direct my blame towards the international community. How can they talk about human rights? Where is the humanity?
The neglect is stark in this barren hospital yard, where doctors say there's been little outside support. The last functioning hospital in North Darfur cannot afford to offer subsidized treatment to the civilians fleeing areas of extreme violence.
We need this support, yes. Either medication, either you can give money to the victims or to the ill patient, but anyhow, we need support.
The maternity ward is full of empty beds, with few staff to clean them. In one of the beds, we find new mother Amani, who escaped Al-Fashir heavily pregnant and has just had a C-section delivery. Her brothers are still trapped there and don't know their new nephew has been born. The fight is ongoing for control of Al-Fashir and ultimately the fate of Darfur. With each battle, more and more women and children are finding their way here, without their husbands, fathers, and brothers.
Women or children,
We keep asking them, where are the men? And then they tell us our men have been executed.
On the camp road, we come across a rare sight, a car full of young men who safely escaped the siege, but not without scars. A bullet grazed his chin. You can't even be upset, he says. There are stray bullets everywhere. His friend in the back was hit by shrapnel. They all believe Al-Fashir will collapse, not militarily, but from the sheer weight of humanitarian needs.
If it falls, all of Sudan will be finished. So much suffering.
These stories of torment are a dark warning for the world, of the inhumanity that runs rife when cries for help go ignored. Yousra Elbagir, Sky News, North Darfur.